The year was 1526. The plains of North India stood silent, as if waiting for the storm that was about to reshape history forever. The Delhi Sultanate, once strong and powerful, was weakening from within, and into this uncertain land marched a foreign prince, from the mountains of Central Asia, Zahir ad-Din Muhammad Babur. Babur had dreams far bigger than his homeland Fergana and Kabul. For years, he had struggled against rival clans, shifting alliances, and endless conflicts. But he also had something that many rulers lacked: a clear vision, unmatched courage, and a soldier's heart. Standing on the peaks of Kabul, he often imagined conquering the rich lands of Hindustan. Its fertile plains, its wealth, its cities, they all called out to him. On the throne of Delhi sat Sultan Ibrahim Lodi, a ruler powerful in name, but weak in practice. His nobles were dissatisfied, his own family rebelled, and states under him were plotting their own paths. The more Ibrahim tried to tighten his grip, the more his empire slipped away from his hands. In 1524, some rebellious Afghan nobles secretly invited Babur to invade India. Babur accepted the invitation and crossed the Indus River with a determined army. But this time, he wasn't just searching for territory, he wanted an empire. Babur captured Lahore, defeated Afghan chiefs, and marched toward the heart of India. The news spread like fire: a foreign king is coming, a master of strategy, a commander with deadly new weapons. These new weapons were the game-changers: Ottoman-style matchlock guns and field artillery, something India had never seen before in true military form. Ibrahim Lodi gathered a massive force, nearly 100,000 soldiers, huge war elephants, Afghan cavalry, and archers ready to defend the Sultanate. On paper, his army was far stronger. Babur's army was barely 12,000. But Babur had discipline, strategy, and technology. On the 12th of April 1526, Babur reached the plains of Panipat, a flat land, open enough for movement, yet narrow enough for defensive strategy. Here, using wooden carts tied with rawhide ropes, Babur created a defensive barricade. Small openings were left for cavalry attacks. Behind these barricades he placed his cannons and matchlock men. As the sun rose on the 21st of April, the sound of drums and marching footsteps filled the air. Ibrahim Lodi's gigantic army appeared like a moving sea of metal and dust. Elephants decorated with heavy armor, soldiers carrying long spears, archers ready to fire. It was a terrifying sight. But Babur did not panic. He stood firm. His men were disciplined, trained, and positioned carefully. The war began with a thunder that echoed across the fields. Babur's cannons roared, sending smoke and fire toward the advancing army. For the first time in Indian history, soldiers heard explosions louder than storm clouds. Elephants panicked. Horses scattered. Many soldiers froze, confused by weapons they had never encountered before. Ibrahim's huge army struggled to advance. The tight formation became a trap. Babur's artillery struck again and again, breaking the front lines. Then Babur made his next move, Talugma, a Central Asian military tactic. His cavalry split into two wings, circled the enemy, and attacked from both sides. Lodi's troops were caught in a deadly pincer movement. Those at the front were crushed by artillery. Those at the sides were cut down by cavalry. Chaos filled the air. Still, Ibrahim Lodi fought bravely. Mounted on his massive war elephant, he tried to rally his troops. But the more he pushed, the more they fell. Smoke filled the sky. The ground trembled under cannon fire. War cries echoed across the plains. Finally, the moment came when Ibrahim Lodi was struck down. Surrounded and outnumbered, the Sultan fell on the battlefield, ending the Lodi dynasty in a single, decisive stroke. By noon, the war was over. The battlefield was silent once again, but this silence carried the birth of a new empire. Babur walked through the field, looking at the cost of victory. He knew what this meant: not just a battle won, but an empire gained. Not just a sultan defeated, but a new chapter of history unlocked. That day, the 21st of April 1526, the foundations of the Mughal Empire were laid. A dynasty that would rule India for more than 300 years, shaping culture, architecture, politics, and identity. And it all began here, on the dusty plains of Panipat, where a foreign commander with 12,000 men changed the destiny of millions. The first Battle of Panipat was not just a clash of two armies. It was the end of the old India, and the beginning of the Mughal era.